Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I am the Twisted Jedi, and in today's video, I thought I'd go over the newly announced star cards for each of the villains and give you guys kind of my thoughts and my opinions and what loadouts you can expect me to be using when this update does come out on the 28th. Now, obviously, every villain except for Bossk got a brand new star card to replace the health on kill cards, which are now becoming a passive ability. Now, what that means is that you will no longer have to have a star card equipped to regain health when killing an enemy. It's just going to happen automatically, which is a really good change, and it frees up a new star card slot for the villains. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through my GA loadout as well as my HVV loadout for each of the villains and the description of the new star card and whether or not I'll be using it. So we are going to jump into it in just a second, but make sure you leave a big thumbs up on this video and be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for more Star Wars Battlefront content in the future. So getting into it, we're going to start with my personal favorite villain, and that is Boba Fett. The new card is called Born to Fly, and the description is Boba Fett's abilities cooldown are faster while in air, but his health regeneration starts 1.5 seconds later. Now, in Galactic Assault, I think my loadout will be Intense Barrage, Fuel Efficiency, and Born to Fly, which is, of course, the new card. Intense Barrage, of course, adds rockets to his Rocket Barrage ability, Fuel Efficiency to keep myself in the air for longer, and Born to Fly to make sure that the abilities cool down faster. Now that's going to stack really well with Fuel Efficiency because I am going to be able to stay in the air for longer. So I think that's going to be good for Galactic Assault. Now keep in mind, while I am mentioning all of these star card loadouts, this is all without having tested them. If I get my hands on these cards on the 28th and they're just not as good as I thought they would be, I'll probably return to my original Galactic Assault and Heroes vs Villains loadouts. Anyways, continuing forward, Boba Fett's HVV loadout will again be Intense Barrage, switching Fuel Efficiency out for the anti-hero rockets, and the new card Born to Fly. Again, getting that recharge quicker on the rockets is going to be a huge advantage, I think, in Heroes vs Villains. For Darth Vader, the new card is called Surrounded by Fear, and the description is when killing an enemy, Darth Vader gains stamina back. So for Galactic Assault, I'm going to go with Furious Resilience for damage reduction while his middle ability is activated. There is no escape, which is the further lightsaber throw. I love using that in long corridors. And the new card Surrounded by Fear to gain stamina back when killing an enemy. I think the fact that Vader can kill enemies so easily and he's so powerful and has actually really good damage reduction as it is, it just seems to be his stamina tends to run out pretty quickly when you're fighting a large group of enemies. So this giving him extra stamina back each time you get a kill is going to be a massive help in GA, in my opinion. For Heroes vs Villains, I've gone with Bonus Health, Furious Resilience, and Intensified Lightsaber Throw, choosing not to use the new star card in HVV. For Emperor Palpatine, I haven't used the new card in either my GA or HVV loadout. Without having testing it, from the sound of it, it just doesn't sound like it's going to be worth it. The new card though is called Show No Mercy, and each extra target hit by Chain Lightning will reduce its cooldown by 0.25 seconds to a maximum. This effect resets when Palpatine is defeated. Now for GA, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to be using Lightning Reach in Full Control and Surge of Lightning. And for Heroes vs Villains, again in Full Control, the Rule of 2 for bonus damage when they are stunned, and Lightning Reach. Now these loadouts, of course, are going to be a little bit different if the card ends up being good, but as of right now, I don't see myself using the card based on the description. For Iden, her new card is called Shocking Weakness, where her stun droid also reveals enemies in a 25-meter radius to allies for a short time. Now, personally, I don't see this being all that useful. I don't think I really need that. Alternative methods, Shock, Reach, and Droid Batteries are going to be the 3 cards for my GA loadout, which is also my current loadout for Galactic Assault. Heroes vs Villains is going to be Cooled Blaster, so your heat buildup is lower on the TL50. Alternative methods, which is going to give you the chance to shoot off the alternate fire faster, which is going to help you against Saber heroes. And then Droid Batteries, which is going to give you a faster ability recharge. I don't think the 25-meter radius scan for the enemy team is really going to be that worth it, so I'm not going to be including it at this point. For Kylo Ren, his new card is called Power of Darkness, and after he uses Frenzy, his lightsaber damage is increased for 6 seconds. Now, we don't know how much it's going to be increased by, but I really like the sound of this new card. For GA, I'm not sure if I'm going to be using it again. I really want to test it and see how much damage he gets, but right now my current loadout is Closing In for the extra leap with his Frenzy, Solid Freeze, which gives you a larger area of effect on his freeze, and Power Reach, which is a larger area of effect on his pull ability. I might use the new card in Galactic Assault, but I'll have to test it out first. Now in Heroes vs Villains, I will absolutely be using the new Power of Darkness card. Getting extra damage after using Frenzy is just going to wipe heroes off the face of the earth. This combined with Bloodlust, which gives you bonus damage when Frenzy is activated, and Resilience, which is going to give you a damage buff when you're near your teammates, I think this sounds like an absolutely insane loadout for HVV. Kylo, mark my words, is going to be the best hero in Heroes vs Villains. Trust me, after this update, he's going to be an absolute animal. Getting into Darth Maul, his new star card is Savage, and the description is if Maul hits 4 enemies with the spin attack in a short time, his spin attack recharge will be 75% faster for 4 seconds. I like the sound of this card. I think I'll definitely be using it in Galactic Assault, but I don't see myself using it in Heroes vs Villains. The fact that you have to hit 4 enemies, which means you will have to hit the entire enemy team, I just don't see it being worth it in Heroes vs Villains. But for Galactic Assault, my loadout is going to be Flow Motion, which gives you the extra spin, lightsaber defense, which gives you less damage from blasters, and the new card Savage, which of course is going to give 75% faster recharge for 4 seconds. And I think that's going to be a really good thing because his spin attack is basically the biggest part of his ability to do well. So the fact that you can recharge this much faster with the new star card, I'll definitely be using it in GA. Heroes vs Villains, I'll be using Lightsaber Defense again, which does give you damage reduction from blasters, Unrolled Grip, which is the bigger area of effect for his chokehold, and Accelerated Throw, which does more damage with his lightsaber throw. For General Grievous, his new card is called Flesh is Weak, and for every 10% health missing, General Grievous gains damage reduction, but his health regeneration speed is halved. So for Galactic Assault, I think I'm going to be using Beating Heart, which is the health regen, Line Up Weaklings, which gives you bonus damage when using Claw Rush, and the new card Flesh is Weak. I really like the fact that he gains more damage reduction the more damage he takes. I think this will be really cool to see him as more of a tank as he was intended to. He's already quite good now, and I think he can be a lot better with this star card. For Heroes vs Villains, I'm also going to be using the new card called Flesh is Weak. I'm also going to combine that with Deadly Slashes, which is bonus damage to his Unrelenting Advance, and the Sith Trained star card, which is bonus damage to his standard attack. I really want to bump up the damage for HVV because you are going up against other heroes. Yes, you sacrifice a little bit of stamina, but I think overall that loadout is going to be very powerful. Next up is going to be Count Dooku, and his new star card is called Initiative. For every 15 seconds, Count Dooku's basic attack will be a critical strike, dealing extra damage. This cooldown is reduced by 1 second for every successful lightsaber attack. Now for Galactic Assault, I think I'm going to be using this card. It sounds like it's going to be pretty cool, and if you can get a critical strike on someone every now and then, you may just be able to one-hit a heavy trooper, depending on how much damage they actually give him with this critical strike. I think that would be really helpful for Dooku's gameplay, and I like the way it sounds. I'm going to be combining this card with Balanced Duelist, where the recharge time for Duelist is much faster. I really like using that ability, and getting that bonus bit of speed and damage is really helpful for Count Dooku. And then finally, we're going to be using the Sith Control card, which is also a bonus health regeneration. For Heroes vs Villains, a little bit of a different loadout. I will use Masterful Duelist, which is bonus damage for Duelist. I'll also be using Dominance, which is bonus damage for Exposed Weakness when it is active on an enemy, and Initiative, which of course is the new star card. And finally, for the villains, the new card is called Blaster Inspection for Captain Phasma, and the description is every time she kills an enemy, Phasma and friendly troops around her gain a 3% decrease to their blaster overheat per bolt to a maximum. Now, I don't really use Phasma all that much, and I pretty much never touch her really in Galactic Assault or Heroes vs Villains, so I'm kind of just going to stick with the cards I have been using until I actually test it out. I'm not really sure. Not Hard Enough, which is the damage reduction, Safety First, which is extra health with Survivor, and Blaster Inspection, which is of course the new card, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be using that just yet because I really don't play Phasma all that much, and this is just going to be the Galactic Assault loadout. For Heroes vs Villains, Not Hard Enough, which again is the damage reduction, Safety First, which is extra health with Survivor, and the More the Better, which is the Sentry rotation speed. I'm not sure if this is really the greatest loadout for Phasma. Like I said, I really do not play her all that much, but for now, that's what we're going to go with. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my opinion on the new star cards for the villains. I will definitely be doing this for the heroes as well, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel with all notifications turned on, because this is going to be one of the video uploads later in the week. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments below, and if you're going to be using the new star cards for these heroes. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the support lately. I will catch you guys in the next video, and may the force be with you always.